Erin Moriarty has become the new face, literally, of young celebrities giving into public perception and beauty standards, partly because the dichotomy found in her getting plastic surgery when her character, Starlight, in the show that launched her fame, The Boys, struggles with media attention on her body and face and receiving pressure to look a certain way and appease beauty standards. For fans of her character to see Erin undergo surgery for the exact thing Starlight was trying to run from, it caused a mass wave on social media. It became the epicenter of a conversation on young women being deeply affected by beauty standards and what features are deemed beautiful or not. Megyn Kelly recently did a news story with the Daily Wire's Michael Knowles calling plastic surgery a social illness. Kelly used Moriarty, who has received buccal fat removal, a chin and jaw shave surgery, a nose job, microblading, and lip injections as her example, saying more and more young women are doing this, referring to unnecessary plastic surgery on an already beautiful face. Kelly said, "It's not about an objection to plastic surgery, it's about an obsession with turning yourself into a fake version of yourself. I find it like a sign of mental illness. I really want to get into the heads of these young girls and say, please don't do this." Another fan base that was quick to point out the differences in their fave celeb was Noah Cyrus's. Noah Cyrus, who actually looked quite similar to her sister Miley and her mother Tish in her younger years, first went through a shocking visual change circa 2020. She debuted lip filler and cheek filler and microbladed eyebrows, as was the trend at the time in beauty, and it's something she's maintained as a visual sin. But in 2023, it looks like she went a step further when she got a nose job, as was pointed out by her fans after she attended the January 2023 Paris Fashion Week looking shockingly different. And now, in 2024, she has sparked rumors for buccal fat removal, as she's recently debuted uber gaunt cheeks, the current trend thanks to Ozempic as well. Someone who's also faced some commentary for looking different from their debut days is Kwan Nara. The former Hello Venus K-pop idol turned actress's plastic surgery controversy was sparked when photos from her junior high days were leaked online. There are some noticeable differences, primarily in the brow bone and nose area, which sparked discussions and some rumors about her having had plastic surgery. As the rumors escalated, she eventually addressed the speculation through a TV episode of Taxi. After the host admitted to having had plastic surgery himself on his nose and eyes, Nara explained, "I was shocked by my appearance at the beginning of my debut and have been consistently working on staying in shape ever since." She also insisted she never received plastic surgery, but that she's just been getting Botox for a long time. Despite her claim, plenty of her adoring fans did send messages of positivity and love, claiming even if she did have plastic surgery, as many still suspect she did, they weren't going to judge her for it. Reed Ewing, however, judged himself pretty harshly and shared how that affected his plastic surgery journey in the Huffington Post. The Modern Family actor expressed in an essay he had written about his heartbreaking battle with body dysmorphia. Ewing revealed that after moving to LA for bigger and better gigs, he became obsessed over what he perceived to be imperfections in his appearance as a man. That he wasn't handsome enough, chiseled enough, that these things would affect his career and his castability. His first plastic surgery as a result is at 19 when he gets cheek implants, which he described as incredibly painful both physically and emotionally. He had to wear a mask for weeks after the procedure, which led to him temporarily avoiding his home to avoid people knowing he had had it. Ewing claimed that the implants had actually made his face appear more gaunt because they defined his cheekbones rather than the actual cheek, and his second doctor then suggested a chin implant as a correction, instead of just removing the problem implants. Ewing got additional procedures, which led to more procedures, all in an effort to correct the prior ones. He had essentially become addicted to plastic surgery and explained that never once did a doctor recommend removing the things and just getting therapy. They always recommended doing more and more, feeding into the addiction and lining their own pockets. Reed has since sworn off plastic surgery in 2023, claiming it made him feel even more insecure and isolated than he did before he got any work done at all. Nikita Dragun needed plastic surgery to help her blossom into the woman that she is, but she too, like Reed, became addicted and fell into a pattern of unnecessary surgeries that chased down imagined imperfections. Nikita, who was born the male sex, transitioned to the female sex over the past decade and shared that journey online, earning millions of followers in the process with her bold and brash personality. But in 2018, Nikita decided to get real about another side of herself she wasn't documenting. To quote, "I recently broke this addiction," she expressed, "and I know that's a lot to take in skin, but let me explain. Nikita shared that the hardest part of her transition was her hormone therapy. The changes in her body resulted in her being critical of her appearance, suffering from body dysphoria, and ultimately leading her to undergo more and more cosmetic procedures. Getting her brow bone and jaw shaved, she got 4 nose jobs, she got Botox, she got breast implants, which required more surgery to fix the complications with the breast tissue following. To quote, "I felt this immense pressure to need to pass, to need to be a woman, to need to feel this level of confidence, so I was really in this dark place where I had to look in the mirror and stop myself from wanting to change everything because it got to the point where I didn't even know why I was doing the surgeries anymore," she explained. Thankfully, the starlet has recovered from her addiction and continues to be an advocate for transgender youth and those with plastic surgery addictions. Crystal Hefner also came clean about her plastic surgery addiction and how it was shaped too by the unrealistic pressures put on women to fit certain parameters of beauty, or otherwise they'd be deemed unwomanly. As a Playboy model and one of Hugh Hefner's wives, Crystal Hefner felt that she was expected to look a certain way, explaining years later, "I don't know whether I felt empowered by dressing scantily clad, showing cleavage, etc., or if I just felt it was expected of me or what," she shared on Instagram. Whatever the reasons were, Hefner had a variety of surgeries performed on her, which eventually took a toll on her health. Her breast implants caused memory loss, spatial disorientation, migraines, and fatigue, and a fat transfer surgery almost cost her her life. After all her negative experiences with cosmetic alterations and exhausted of maintaining the Hefner image after the dirtbag's death, Crystal opted for a more natural look, both in real life and on social media. To quote her, "I removed everything fake from my body and I deleted all my old photos. I am more authentic, vulnerable, and I feel I belong more to myself." She further explained she had concerns about who would stick around with her account moving in that new direction. "As I saw followers drop by the thousands every day, I was in the red. I was watching girls that had similar pages keep posting the same scantily clad stuff and growing exponentially while I tanked hard. But in the end, while she initially lost followers, her numbers eventually rebounded into a fan base that respected her authenticity." This next influencer once gave an Instagram shout out to a plastic surgeon. It's Sophia Richie. The plastic surgeon she shouted out in question was celebrity Jason Diamond, to whom she accredited, "Thank you for always taking care of me." Though Sophia, 29 at the time, didn't specify what work she'd had done, Dr. Rodriguez, who's a board-certified internal medicine physician, suggests based off her age and her facial changes during aging, to quote, "Sophia has likely received a rhinoplasty, lip fillers, and under eye filler, and maybe chin filler. As for her wrinkle-free skin, probably Botox injections or laser treatments." Speaking of barely there adjustments made through plastic surgery, Hailey Bieber has had some sneaky subtle style of work done on her as well. Most of the young celebs nowadays, it's very subtle. Or do you not remember the iconic Kanye 2022 moment where for no reason during social media rant he aired out the fact Hailey had a rhinoplasty, calling her nose job Hailey Bald Loose? The model, 27, vehemently denied it at the time, but the rumor's been following her forever, and understandably so when past and present pictures are lined up. According to Dr. Ramtin Kassir, founder of Kassir Plastic Surgery, he thinks she got work done specifically around her eyes. To quote, "She likely had a blepharoplasty, aka a brow lift, or some expertly injected Botox around the brows." Another starlet who had blink and you miss it minor plastic surgery was Dove Cameron. There's no denying this one. The Descendants star, 28, has been acting since 8, so it's not surprising her look would evolve, but her acid changes suggest more than just growing up. Dove really looks like how she did when she was younger, just if you also happen to grab the skin around her temple and upper cheekbone area and yank it back towards her hairline. Dove has gotten a rhinoplasty as well as upper blepharoplasty, as her eyelids are no longer as hooded, claims Dr. Carlos Rodriguez, director of Skinny Med Spa. He also threw in the speculation her lips may have filler, but he can't determine that as a factor of age or not, unlike very obvious brow lift. And last up is a celebrity whose subtle surgery combos became not so subtle when paired together. It's actually Miley Cyrus. Pair up her buccal fat removal, the big veneers with lip filler, eyebrow lift, and her newest diet of Ozempic, and you got a Miley Cyrus that looks like a permanently surprised Tim Burton character. This exact cocktail is what almost all our adored female celebrities have had done in the recent years. It's a surefire winner, and it highlights all the features most popular in bone structure and faces right now. But that's the thing, just because a feature's popular doesn't mean you can make it suit your face. Take Cyrus's notoriously soft cheeks and round face. It's completely genetic. You see them on both her parents and her siblings, but Miley decided to suck the buccal fat out and expose her cheekbones, which her face isn't really meant to do. It's caused the singer to look extremely gaunt. It clashes with her newest set of veneers, which they themselves are a whole other problem because they're too big for her mouth. You haven't noticed she's always had it open recently? I think she's playing it off well as an aesthetics thing, but it genuinely seems like it's just uncomfortable for Miley Cyrus to have her mouth closed around those giant veneers. You can even see the difference between them and her authentic teeth photographed in years prior. Meanwhile, up top, Miley did an eyebrow lift, which is to help her cheekbone not look so much gaunt as delicate, but it didn't really take. Instead, Miley is given a distinctly surprised and skeletal looking face, and since her cheeks were drained and her eyebrows yanked back, her eyes are looking larger than life in the middle. Well, the singer's newest 70s style aesthetic, 70s country blend aesthetic is helping carry these newly augmented features, as is her stylist. You know, the big coiffed hair distracts from the yanked back eyebrows, slinky 70s dresses distract from an alarmingly thin Ozempic frame, etc, etc. There's no denying Miley's had some very in-your-face work done on, well, her face.
In an appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls in 2016, Friends star Courtney Cox revealed she regrets getting some filler. During her appearance on their survival skills reality TV show, Courtney Cox said, "Getting older is not the easiest, but I have learned lessons. I think I was trying to keep up with being older. I have done things I regret, and luckily there are things that dissolve and go away, so that's good, but that's not always my best look." She did let those things dissolve shortly after. Quite a bit later, in a 2022 interview with the Sunday Times, Courtney revealed that she thought she looked really strange after getting her procedures, and that what she had done to her face she would never do now. Kenny Rogers is an absolutely iconic man, known for hits like She Believes in Me and Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer. The late singer has fans all over the world. Most fans were shocked when Rogers revealed a pretty major transformation in the early 2000s. His 2013 memoir, Luck or Something Like It, Rogers gives an explanation as to why he got the facial procedures done, saying that he did it because he was trying to keep up with the younger stars coming in and wanted a bit of a revamp. A 2012 visit to CBS This Morning echoed this sentiment. He also shared in this 2012 interview that he regrets it. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had time off and I regret that. But the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it." The part that he has gone on record saying that he regrets the most was his eye job. This happened in a 2006 interview with People. He said that the eye job was too tight around the eyelids for him and that it drives him crazy. But he had found the humor in the situation thanks to friend Dolly Parton, the country queen herself and Rogers' duet partner on the hit track Islands in the Stream. Apparently, Dolly used to tease him about the various surgeries. In an interview with Anderson Cooper, Kenny Rogers confirms all of this, saying, "Dolly and I used to laugh about it. I think he looks just fine after, but I can understand why he might have been upset with the after pictures." Khloe Kardashian has famously admitted that she was not happy with some of her procedures, specifically the fillers she had done in her face in 2015. According to the Daily Mail, Khloe allegedly said, "It did not work for me, I looked crazy, and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it all dissolved like 3 times. The fillers were done shortly before then-husband Lamar Odom's accident." Khloe revealed that when she had spoken to her doctor about the mess-up fillers, he said, "I think it's just too much was happening to your real emotions, so she tried to get the fillers dissolved." Khloe was overall not thrilled about the situation, saying, "It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like I swear things are still in my face." The entire thing was a pretty major reveal to Kardashian-Jenner fans, as Khloe has adamantly denied having any filler in the past. Just recently, Khloe has confirmed that she has had a nose job and has one regret about it, that she didn't do it sooner. That was shared via her Twitter accounts. Cameron Diaz disliked the way Botox made her look. She revealed this fact in a 2014 interview with Entertainment Tonight. The star of Charlie's Angels and Shrek shared that she has tried Botox before, where it was like a tiny little touch of something. It changed her face in such a weird way. She'd rather see her face aging than a face that doesn't belong to her at all. She went on to say that she doesn't want to smooth out the smile lines because that means she's smiled her whole life. While Botox might not be the choice for Cameron Diaz, she has no judgment towards people people who do choose to get Botox. Ariana Grande is in a similar boat. In her Vogue Beauty Secret tutorial that was posted to Vogue's YouTube on September 12, 2023, Ariana shared that she has had a ton of lip fillers over the years and Botox, but now she's over and done with it. Ariana has disclosed that she wants to now see herself age naturally. Like Cameron Diaz, Ariana Grande wants to see her well-earned cry lines and smile lines. She continued to share that she stopped all those procedures back in 2018 because, in her words, she felt like hiding because it felt too much. While she did seem to be done for now, she isn't ruling anything out for the future. She's leaving the door open for the possibility of a facelift, but not for a long time, like at least 10 years. But even then, it's only a maybe, so we'll check back in a decade. Star of The Hills, actress Heidi Montag has made many headlines, but specifically in the field of cosmetic surgery. She is known for undergoing 10 surgeries in one day in 2010. 10 in one day at age 23. For the face specifically, she had a brow lift, Botox, and a chin reduction, plus more. In a 2012 interview with Access Hollywood Live, Heidi revealed she was definitely way in over her head, and she only wanted a few enhancements, and then it kind of got out of hand. Further going on to say, "I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen, emotionally and physically, and the pain I would be in. It was kind of a shock." As of that 2012 interview, Heidi hadn't received any additional work, wanting to focus on being healthy, alive, and strong in her words. Right after these surgeries, she was open to more, but that has changed, especially more recently. In a 2019 interview with Cosmopolitan, Heidi shared her 32-year-old perspective on things, saying, "I was way too young to make such life-changing decisions, and I was under so much pressure because it was the beginning of comment sections and negativity and hate on the internet." Being in the Hollywood spotlight is never easy, and I'm glad she has found peace with the situation. Jennifer Grey has regretted her nose job that she received in 1989, not necessarily because it didn't look good. I think she looks great either way. It's just when she changed her nose, it changed her whole face, and she was suddenly unrecognizable. This decision went on to hurt her career. She had just done the iconic film Dirty Dancing, yet she wasn't getting hired much after in Hollywood, probably because she looked so different. At least, that is what Jennifer Grey thinks. She said, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous," going further, saying, "I'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job." Though it was hard for her to get roles, she wasn't completely out of the game. She had some guest appearances on Friends and House, as well as a few TV movies. She did famously win the 2010 season of Dancing with the Stars. Makes sense. Kylie Jenner has one of the most famous pouts in the world, making a considerable amount of money off the lip kits she created, so you can have one too. However, she hasn't always loved her lips. It's no secret that Kylie has had lip injections, but in a 2016 interview with Allure, and also her sister, Kim Kardashian, Kylie admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point. Kim agreeing with her. Kylie did explain herself, saying, "I got excited and I felt I needed to do a lot, and then you guys were like, Kylie, you need to chill, and then I had to go back and have it fixed, and it was a crazy process. Thank God I didn't end up on Botched." She regrets going overboard with the filler, but not getting it in the first place. Kylie's lips have definitely become a main part of her brand now, and I think they look great, and she seems way happier with them now. Just recently, on March 8th, Kylie sat down with the New York Times and shared some insight how she feels now, saying, "It's just years and years of not feeling like my face or looks are accepted. There's nothing anyone could ever say now that would hurt me." Melanie Griffith is known for working girl Lolita and giving birth to Madam Web herself, Dakota Johnson. Love Dakota, but this ain't about her. Melanie Griffith sat down with Vanity Fair in 2017 to discuss life, love, and her past plastic surgeries. She said she hadn't noticed something was up with the procedures and the amount she was receiving until outside parties started pointing things out. Griffith shared she was hurt by constant comments like, "Oh my god, what has she done?" and decided to take matters into her own hands. She started visiting a different doctor to get everything fixed up. She went on to say, "I went to a different doctor and he started dissolving all of this stuff that this other doctor had put in. Hopefully I look more normal now." I think she looks great and is rocking it on the red carpet. She has appeared alongside her daughter Dakota on a few and has been in a few films more recently, like The Disaster Artist. She was also in Stuart Little 2 as a little bird. That's not on topic or important at all, but it is important to me. Sharon Osbourne seriously regretted a 5 power facelift she had back in 2021. In her own words, she thought she looked like a cyclops because one eye was different to the other. She was able to joke about the situation, saying, "All I need is a hunchback." The TV personality told the Sunday Times that the procedure was a full facelift and that she looked like one of those mummies that they wrap with bandages. It's a few years later though, and Sharon Osbourne, in my opinion, doesn't look like these descriptions at all. She looks great right now. Well, she was, and I cannot stress this enough, not very happy with the results, and neither was her husband, Ozzy Osbourne. He told her, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." And she did. Sharon did have to wait until her face was fully healed before she could head back in the room, but eventually she was able to go back in and have everything corrected. Sharon is no stranger to cosmetic procedures and has openly spoken about the ones she's received in the past. While speaking to the Times, she revealed that she has had a tummy tuck, lifts to multiple body parts, breast implants, and Botox, as well as 3 facelifts. But it looks like Sharon Osbourne might be done with it all. In an interview with The Sun in April of 2023, she reveals that the previously mentioned disaster facelift has put me off and it frightens me. I really pushed it with the last facelift and I am now like, no more.
First off, we have Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan, who's known for her sweet, innocent look, unveiled a dramatically different look in recent years. Ryan appeared in various rom-coms and series in the 80s and 90s that matched her bubbly personality. It was a time that demonstrated her external and internal beauty. However, female heroine roles eluded the actress in recent years. She decided to go for the classic Real Housewives of Beverly Hills look and change the natural grace that she had during her prime. Her new appearance sparked debates among fans and the general audience about whether she got work done. The most obvious thing Meg Ryan got done is cheek filler or fat transfer to her cheeks, doctors say. When she smiles, the filler seems to move up, making her eyes look smaller, one doctor said. Surgeons believe Meg may have had too much Botox on her forehead, which dropped to the brows during time. As a result, her eyes looking smaller. Although she still looks absolutely beautiful, it is safe to say everybody misses her cute innocence from the 80s and 90s. Next up, we have Mickey Rourke. This American actor first appeared in Body Heat in 1981 before showing his acting prowess in his preceding films. It's nothing new to compare Rourke's work with the likes of James Dean, even Robert De Niro. His re-emergence in the 2000s with prominent roles Sin City 2005 and The Wrestler in 2008 solidified his status in Hollywood. Plus, he was once known as one of the film industry's most handsome stars. Unfortunately, plastic surgery made his career dwindle. With his bad boy persona in 80s cinema, a botched plastic surgery changed the public's perception of him. The general audience argues that he had cheek and maybe chin implants. He lost his original tough guy packaging after the surgeries. In 2009, Rourke admitted that his looks did change because of botched plastic surgery. He said most of it was done to mend his boxing injuries. However, he went to the wrong guy to put his face back together, resulting in an extremely changed look. Next up, we have Madonna. At the 2023 Grammys, Madonna revealed her new look, and fans were, let's just say, confused. Some calling her a quote alien trying to blend in as a human, and others blatantly calling her quote hideous. 2 days after the Grammys, Madonna slammed people who chose to focus on her looks instead of the speech she gave before the historic performance she introduced. Sam Smith and Kim Petras were the stars that she was introducing that night. Instead of focusing on what I said in my speech, which was about giving thanks for the fearlessness of artists like Sam and Kim, many people chose to only talk about close-up photos of me taken with a long lens camera by a press photographer that would distort anybody's face, she captioned an Instagram video on February 7th. The pop icon went on to say that she is once again caught in the glare of ageism and misogyny that permeates the world we live in. Madonna says this world does not, quote, celebrate women past the age of 45 and will punish her if she continues to be strong-willed, hardworking, and adventurous. I have never apologized for any of the creative choices I've made, nor the way that I look or dress, and I'm not going to start today, the 7-time Grammy winner continued. I have been degraded by the media since the beginning of my career, but I understand that this is all a test, and I'm happy to do the trailblazing so that all the women behind me can have an easier time in the years to come. In the words of Beyonce, you won't break my soul. Next up, we have Miss Ariana Grande. Now, this one is not as noticeable as the other celebs we talked about, but fans are still wondering what happened to her face. YouTube videos went viral in 2023 and 2022 titled, quote, "What happened to Ariana's face?" and "Ariana's eyes are weird." Here's what we know about Ariana Grande's alleged plastic surgery. 1. A nose job. Ariana Grande allegedly had a rhinoplasty procedure to reduce her nose size and shape it more naturally. This is one of the most common types of rhinoplastic procedures performed on celebrities because it gives them an instantly slimmer face, which makes them appear younger than their actual age. Number 2. Surgeons think she's had a brow lift. According to sources close to Ariana Grande, it is true that she has undergone a brow lift surgery. That is in order to eliminate the sagging skin under her eyes and make her look more youthful. It can do that by helping you look less tired or stressed out while also removing that angry look from your face. Number 3, surgeons think that she has had a facelift in recent years. Another common procedure that many stars go through is facial rejuvenation with fillers such as Botox injections. It helps prevent wrinkles from forming around their eyes or mouth area over time due to their age. Ariana even got emotional in a video posted on Vogue's YouTube channel recently where she actually admits she no longer continues the Botox treatment and she felt like she was, quote, hiding herself under all those cosmetic procedures. Next up, we have the late Joan Rivers. In 2010, at 23 years old, Rivers revealed that she underwent 10 cosmetic procedures in one day, including a chin reduction, brow lift, and Botox injections. This beloved American comedian, host, and actress paved her way into stardom with her natural beauty. However, it comes as no surprise when plastic surgery enters the equation of a celebrity's life. She has had multiple procedures like facelifts, neck lifts, to name a few. In an interview with her husband Spencer Pratt, she said that she was too young to make life-changing decisions. She said she was under so much pressure from what she saw on the internet, it made her do these surgeries. But Joan Rivers said that everybody should take plastic surgery seriously. For her, the recovery was devastating. Her heart even stopped for a bit, which made her more transparent about all the work that she has gotten done. Next up, we have Jocelyn Wildenstein, a Swiss socialite formerly married to billionaire Alec Wildenstein. When in 1999 Alec filed for divorce, she reportedly spent $4 million on various surgeries. She denies having excessive plastic surgery, citing it's just her Swiss heritage, but admitted to one surgery to make her eyes more cat-like. According to her ex, Alec Wildenstein, she was thinking that she could fix her face like a piece of furniture. Skin does not work that way, he says. Wildenstein claims that she has not had any income at all for the last 8 years after her ex-husband's former family cut her off from her $100 million annual divorce settlement payments. The Swiss-born socialite decided to make a 2-part docuseries and potential TV show produced by the team behind the hit Keeping Up with the Kardashians because all her money's gone. "I have a huge problem with my settlement," she told The Telegraph at the luxurious Mayborn Hotel in LA. "Since 8 years, they have completely cut me off," she says. Wildenstein, now 82, rose to fame in the 1990s during her high-profile divorce from her art-dealing husband, Alec Wildenstein, from which she received a whopping $2.5 billion in the settlement and $100 million each year afterwards. Next up, we have Miss Donatella Versace. Her designs for Versace may spark 1,000 copycats, but there's no danger of women following suit when it comes to her new face. 20 years ago, the fashion guru had naturally full lips and very smooth skin, but as she stepped out 10 years ago in 2014 for the first time since major surgeries, her face was striking for all the wrong reasons. Users on Reddit have shared their opinions, and some of these comments are not the nicest, let's just say. Why is her face slick like Vaseline? She looks like a Muppet. And why does she look extraterrestrial? Are some of the top comments on the thread. Next up, we have Zac Efron. Considering that Zac Efron has literally grown up on screen, his fans are pretty familiar with his famous good looks. From his wholesome start as a teen star in High School Musical, through his recent dramatic turn in The Iron Claw, audiences have seen him through a variety of stages. When the heartthrob started looking noticeably different in recent years, they were understandably curious. Thankfully, there's no speculation necessary. Efron himself has been fairly candid about what has led to the transformation in his appearance. Zac Efron's famous face does look a bit different nowadays. The former Disney star revealed that he did have to undergo some medical procedures, but not for the cosmetic reasons some people might assume. In a 2022 interview with Men's Health, the actor revealed that his enlarged jawline was actually due to an old injury. While running in socks in his home in 2013, Efron slipped and smashed his chin against the granite corner of a fountain. The injury was so severe he lost consciousness, and when he woke up, his chin bone was hanging off his face. As for how the 2013 injury impacted his appearance so many years later, he explained to Men's Health that it related to his masseter muscles overcompensating for the injured muscles in his face, combined with his temporary failure to continue physical therapy. Our next celebrity is Miss Dolly Parton. Dolly is a country music legend known for hits like I Will Always Love You and 9 to 5, but she's equally known for her plastic assets as well. One of the first times she admitted to getting work done was in 1977 in an interview with Barbara Walters. But honestly, Dolly, we love you and you look great. Our final celebrity today is Kylie Jenner. Since her initial debut on reality television, Kylie Jenner has undergone a significant, very dramatic shift from her lips to even her skin tone. Her latest new image, however, showcases a larger butt and a smaller waist. Most likely, a Brazilian butt lift or buttock implants were used to achieve the new look. To create a lower waist and a bumpier back, the Brazilian butt lift combines severe body sculpting with liposuction. For reference, a BBL employs liposuction to remove fat from other parts of the body, in other words, moving things around. Often the fat on the stomach or thighs is sucked out and injected into the buttocks. In a recent episode of the family show The Kardashians, Kylie said she would reverse the decision to get plastic surgery if she could. "I wish I never got it done to begin with," she told her BFF. "I recommend anyone thinking about it to wait after having children." She went on to say that her daughter Stormy, 5 years old, helped her keep things in perspective. "Obviously I have a daughter too. I'd be heartbroken if she wanted to get her body done at 19, like Kylie did. She's the most beautiful thing ever."
Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis, the Scream Queen, once spilled the beans about her plastic surgeries she did in this interview where she was frankly super honest about it. Turns out she went through a whole bunch of procedures like liposuction and Botox, but she said straight up that none of it really worked out the way she'd hoped. Even though her face didn't change drastically, you can definitely tell she's had some work done if you look closely. But despite all of that, apparently she's totally cool with aging naturally. At her age, she's still rocking it and keeping her status as the Scream Queen intact. Quite refreshing to see a celeb being real about this stuff. Jamie Lee Curtis teaches us that even with all the money and access to all these fancy procedures, things don't always turn out as planned. But at least she's still confident and embracing herself, and at the end of the day, I suppose that's what really matters. Coming up next is Blac Chyna, also known as Angela White, made some pretty big moves. She decided to undo a bunch of the plastic surgery stuff she had done before. See, she wasn't really feeling the way she looked anymore, so she got rid of all those fillers and stuff she had put in her face. Originally, she changed a lot about her face. Her cheeks, her chin, her nose, her lips, I mean, you name it. But as time went on, she started feeling like she was looking a bit plastic, I guess. Then she came clean about it, saying that she felt a bit out there and not like herself anymore. She even told her fans that going under the blade for cosmetic reasons definitely wasn't worth it. She started going back to being called Angela, her birth name, and trying to get back to her original self. She admitted that the look wasn't great and it really didn't represent who she was. Undoing all that surgery took time, but now she's on the path to getting back to her natural looking self. If you're enjoying the video so far, you could support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Beyond the Screen, and ringing that notification bell. Coming up next is Michael Jackson, who is definitely the most well-known name on this list. And seeing that he made a very drastic change, he spent 30 years trying to look exactly like who he wanted to be. He had over 100 facial procedures done, mostly because one of his previous doctors had totally botched his face. He had multiple nose jobs, his skin bleached, lip fixtures, and cheek enhancements. There were a few different reasons why he made the changes, one being that he wanted to resemble Diana Ross, and another reason being that he wanted to remove any sort of resemblance to his father, whom he had a deep-seated hatred for. When he started out in music, he had acne scars and felt like his nose was too big, so a few years later, he got the scarring removed and had his nose fixed up so he felt a little bit better about himself. Over the years, he got his nose done numerous amount of times, totally got rid of his natural afro, made his cheekbones higher, his lips thinner, bleached his skin, and his eyelids raised. Overall, at the end of the day, I don't think it was really worth it, as he never really reached his ideal look. Next up, you won't believe it, but Courtney Cox spilled the beans about her experience with facial fillers. Yeah, she totally went for them, hoping to keep that youthful look going strong, but it did not turn out as planned. She was really hoping to dodge that aging bullet like most of us would, I guess. But instead of getting the results she wanted, it ended up being a complete and total regret for her. So what did she do? Well, she made the bold move to dissolve all those fillers. She just wanted to feel more like her old self and go for the natural look again. Plus, she mentioned something pretty interesting. She didn't like that the fillers messed with her facial movements. Imagine not being able to move your face properly because of all that stuff you got crammed in there. Yeah. No thanks. Next up, Kim Kardashian's journey with plastic surgery was quite the roller coaster. She's been on a transformation spree, starting with her famous back end implants that were practically a shelf for a champagne bottle. Cheeks, yeah, she filled those up with some enhancers. She tinkered with her nose a whole bunch of times, and plus she went for a whole bunch of other body tweaks. But the kicker is that she's big on a skin enhancer thing that's all about filling and smoothing, making sure she's always picture perfect without a single blemish. Throw in those regular spray tans for that eternal sun-kissed look. And her contouring game used to be her thing, but enhancing those facial features like an artist, but more recently, she did a switcheroo by letting go of her Brazilian lift that she had going on, but apparently there was no surgery to undo that. She just went for the slow and steady weight loss route, letting things naturally settle back to normal. Next up is Kenny Rogers. So Kenny Rogers was aging so gracefully. He almost had this Santa Claus look going on, but you know, with the sweet features and that white beard. But then he messed all that up, deciding to tweak his cheekbones, went overboard on his eyelids, got a nose job, and ended up with this super fake tan. The result being, well, just say he didn't quite look like the Kenny Rogers we all knew and loved. I mean, some say he even resembled a, Walmart version of himself, like a bad taxidermy job gone wrong. It's kind of sad, but also a little bit funny. May he rest in peace, though. Despite all that, he left behind a legacy through his music that will always be remembered. Next up, Burt Reynolds. Yeah, remember him? He wasn't your typical Hollywood heartthrob, especially when he was younger. But hey, he aged pretty darn well, all things considered. However, as he got older, he decided to go through the surgery route to maintain his middle-aged charm. Problem was, it did not pan out. Instead of enhancing his look, it totally backfired. He ended up looking more like a fragile grandpa than ever before. He used to credit his smooth skin to his pops, but as time went on, he got fewer wrinkles when he was middle-aged. He went all in with surgeries, getting a nose job, eye lifts, oodles of all kinds of Botox, and even a full facelift. Some say his face seems like it's being held together by those surgeries because it looks so tight and stretched. Now it seems like Burt might have missed the memo about embracing the natural look, but aging gracefully isn't everyone's cup of tea, I suppose. Next up is Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers, you know, she never truly was content with how she looked. Her daughter spilled the beans in a memoir mentioning that Joan went through 348 surgeries and a whopping 700 plus facial tweaks. Could you imagine? All that to chase a dream look that just kept slipping away. She'd crack jokes about celebs in her stand-ups, but she'd also throw shade at herself, which is a bit sad in hindsight. In 2014, during a routine throat procedure, things took a bad turn. It wasn't because she wanted more surgery, no, medical injuries snagged her life when her brain didn't get enough oxygen during that procedure. Which is super wild considering the fortune she poured into her looks. But hey, teaches us something important, that no amount of surgery can fix how you feel on the inside. Next up is Donatella Versace. Back in the day, she had these naturally full lips and a smooth skin that were envied by many. Now fast forward, and her recent appearance makes heads turn, not in a good way. Doctors took a closer look at her recent pics and spotted some telltale signs. That extra shiny skin's probably too much Botox and laser treatments trying to make things smoother. And that's not all. They suspect some bone loss in her lower jaw, hinting at possible jaw implants. Versace is a classic cautionary tale about the risks of going too far with plastic surgery. Sometimes aiming for a better look can end up making things worse. So while celebs may have all the resources for surgeries, we can't always reverse these changes. And coming up last on our list is Betty White, the amazing lady we all adore. She did something quite unexpected, getting her eyelids lifted. Now, she was all about embracing natural beauty, saying that we're all born unique and beautiful in our own way. But then she went for this eyelid lift. Now, at first, she wasn't too sure about it, scolding herself for years about it afterwards. But as she grew older, she kind of made peace with it. She realized it didn't totally mess up her lovable face or her charm. Betty always said that everybody's got their own special kind of beauty, but sometimes even the best need a little boost, I guess. And hey, it didn't change the fact that she was still the same witty, wonderful person we all knew and loved. So yeah, even someone as awesome as Betty White can try something new and still get away with it.
Start off with the star who needs no introduction, the incomparable Adele. Known for her powerful voice and moving lyrics, Adele has captured hearts worldwide. Today, it's not just her voice that's got everyone talking. The Grammy-winning singer stunned fans by unveiling her new look. After a significant weight loss journey, Adele is almost unrecognizable. Her transformation was a testament to her determination and commitment to personal growth and wellness. How did you feel when you saw Adele's incredible fitness transformation journey? I personally am obsessed that she's taking care of herself, loving herself, as we all should. Did it inspire you guys to embark on your own fitness journey? Let us know in the comments. Her journey towards a healthier lifestyle began after the birth of her son when she wanted to be a healthy and present mother. Since then, she's been on a gradual journey of self-improvement, making small lifestyle changes that have led to remarkable results. Adele's transformation has been a mix of diet and exercise, but always emphasizes the importance of self-love activity. She's never been one to conform to societal standards of beauty and encourages others to do the same. Adele's transformation is not just physical. She's also achieved incredible success in her music career with numerous Grammy Awards and record-breaking album sales. She's established herself as one of the most talented and influential artists of our time. But beyond her musical achievements, Adele is also a proud advocate for mental health awareness. She's opened up about her struggles with postpartum depression and regularly uses her platform to shed light on important mental health issues. There's no doubt you're familiar with this next celeb on our list, Liam Payne. His unforgettable voice graced our speakers for years, but today we're not discussing his music. Let's talk about something that has fans buzzing worldwide. Pictures of Liam emerged online that had us all doing a double take. The singer looks drastically different, and the internet has been abuzz speculation about his surgery. There's no official confirmation of any surgery, but I mean, come on. Once you see the older pics and videos of him, there's no doubt the former 1D band member had some done right, but why? As we all know, pressure of fame and societal expectations can be overwhelming, especially for young celebrities like Liam. The constant scrutiny and criticism can take a toll on one's self-esteem and body image. Unfortunately, this is not a new issue in the entertainment industry. Many artists have felt pressured to conform to certain beauty standards, leading them to go under the knife. What does this say about our society and its obsession with perfection? Counting down to one of the most renowned faces in the fashion industry, Bella Hadid. Now, Bella's striking features and unique look have been the subject of much speculation, with rumors swirling about her potentially having undergone. But before we delve in, we gotta remember this video isn't about judgment, but rather a discussion around beauty standards and the choices celebrities might make under societal pressure. To begin our exploration, let's rewind a bit. Bella's early pictures show a beautiful, natural young girl with distinctive facial features. Fast forward a few years, and we see some noticeable changes. Her jawline appears more defined, her cheekbones higher, and her eyes somewhat more cat-like. Many experts believe these changes could point to specific procedures like brow lift, rhinoplasty, or cheek jawline contour. However, it's important to mention that Bella has consistently denied having any plastic surgery, attributing her changing looks to makeup techniques and natural aging. Ultimately, the truth remains known only to Bella herself. Irrespective of whether Bella Hadid has had plastic surgery or not, the critical takeaway is that everyone has the right to feel beautiful in their skin, and it's a deeply personal choice. It's worth noting that Bella is not the only celebrity who has faced criticism over potential plastic surgery. In fact, it's become a common topic of discussion in the entertainment industry, with many stars feeling pressured to maintain a certain appearance in order to succeed. This pressure can lead to extreme measures, including going under the knife. Next on our list is the Baywatch beauty, Pamela Anderson. Knowing for her stunning looks and phenomenal acting, Pamela Anderson has been a household name since she graced our screens. However, recent years have seen her undergo a significant plastic surgery transformation, leaving her almost unrecognizable. From her early years in the spotlight, Pamela always had a knockout appearance, but her recent foray into plastic surgery has stunned fans worldwide. Sources suggest numerous procedures including breast implants, fillers, a possible facelift, and even eyelid surgery. Pamela Anderson's transformation has sparked a discussion on society's unrealistic beauty standards and the pressure to maintain a certain image in the entertainment industry. Many have criticized the media for their relentless scrutiny of celebrities' physical appearances, leading them to feel like they need to constantly alter their looks. Others argue that plastic surgery is a personal choice and should not be judged. After all, if a person is unhappy with their appearance and has the means to change it, who are we to judge? But whether we agree or not with Pamela Anderson's decision to go under the knife, one thing is clear: she remains an iconic figure in Hollywood, and her talent and charisma continue to shine through. None other than the fashion queen herself. Next, Donatella Versace. Known for her extravagant style and flamboyant persona, Donatella has been a force to reckon with in the fashion world. But if you've seen older photos of her, you might have noticed a dramatic change in her. Yeah, we're talking about the power of surgery. From her sharper nose to her fuller lips, Donatella looks almost unrecognizable compared to her earlier days. Yet she remains a fashion icon unapologetically herself and indifferent to the critics. So what's your take on Donatella's transformation? We want to hear from you, so leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Donatella's transformation through plastic surgery is not uncommon in the fashion industry. In fact, it has become quite a norm for celebrities and high-profile individuals to undergo cosmetic procedures to enhance their appearance. But Donatella's journey with plastic surgery goes beyond just physical alterations. She's openly discussed her struggle with addiction and how it affected her self-confidence and body image. Plastic surgery was not just a way to fix her features, but also a way to regain control and boost her self-esteem. Despite criticism from some who argue that she's lost her natural beauty, Donatella remains unapologetic about her choices. In an interview with The Guardian, she stated, "I don't want to look like everyone else. I would hate it. Don't want to be the victim of a beauty trend." That's one way to cope. Next, Kim Basinger. The Academy Award-winning actress who has been a staple of Hollywood glamour and talent for decades, Kim Basinger. Basinger has been making headlines for her dramatically altered appearance, leading some to speculate that she's undergone cosmetic surgery. Experts believe that such transformations can be attributed to a combination of factors including aging, lifestyle changes, and yeah, cosmetic procedures. Regardless of how much she may or may not have changed, one thing is certain: Kim Basinger remains a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. Now on to the next celebrity on our list, Tori Spelling. Just looking at her before and after pictures, it's clear to see that Tori's transformation is quite significant. From her ever-changing hairstyles to her evolving fashion sense, and even reported cosmetic surgeries, which by the way she's been pretty open about. Critics and fans alike are speculating about the potential surgeries she might have undergone, as some of her photos reveal a transformation that makes her almost unrecognizable. Break down what we know and discuss how these changes are in Tori and the larger conversation about celebrity cosmetic procedures. Tori Spelling's transformation has been a hot topic. The actress and reality TV star has always been in the public eye, but her appearance has noticeably changed over time. While she has never openly discussed any cosmetic procedures, speculations have only grown stronger as photos of her looking dramatically different continue to surface. One of the biggest changes that people have noticed is Tori's slimmer figure. In the past, she's openly struggled with her weight and even documented her journey to lose baby weight on her reality show. However, in recent years, it seems that Tori has achieved a much thinner and toned physique. Many have speculated that this could be due to liposuction or other body contours. Another noticeable change in Tori's appearance is her facial features. Her face appears more angular and defined, leading many to believe she may have had some sort of surgery on her jaw or cheekbones. Some experts even suggest she may have gotten a non-surgical nose job using fillers. Anyway, next up, Melanie Griffith, who's been a prominent figure in the film industry for many years, but she's been the center of attention for a different reason: her appearance. Melanie, who's never shied away from discussing her experiences with cosmetic procedure, has undergone surgery, and the results have left many fans surprised. She looks practically unrecognizable, sparking a wave of comments online about the dramatic transformation. Melanie has always embraced aging with grace and honesty, and her decisions about cosmetic surgery have been no exception. Whatever the public opinion may be, it's important to remember that at the end of the day, Melanie's choices about her body are her own, as are everyone else's about their own. Lara Flynn Boyle. Next, we're diving into the story of a Hollywood starlet who's been the talk of Tinseltown. We're talking about none other than Lara Flynn Boyle. With her high cheekbones, piercing eyes, and captivating screen presence, Boyle won our hearts in iconic roles in the 90s and early 2000s. However, recent years, Boyle has stepped out of the public eye, and when she returned, fans noticed a significant transformation. The rumors swirled about past cosmetics procedures. Lara Flynn Boyle's drastically altered appearance shocked fans and ignited a dialogue about the pressures of maintaining youthful looks in Hollywood. Some speculated that Boyle succumbed to the pressure of society's beauty standards and underwent extreme measures to alter her appearance. Others argue that she was simply aging naturally, but the scrutiny and criticism from the public took a toll on her self-esteem. And on to the iconic actor who carved his place in Hollywood with roles like Rocky Balboa and John Rambo. He's been stirring up a lot of chatter with his latest appearance. Stallone, always recognized for his distinct, rugged looks and muscular physique, seemed almost unrecognizable after undergoing cosmetic procedure. Fans were taken aback as the actor's signature features seemed to have undergone a significant change. This drastic transformation left many wondering, is this really the Sylvester Stallone we've come to know and love? It's not uncommon for celebrities to undergo cosmetic procedures in an effort to maintain their youthful appearance. However, Stallone's transformation sparked a debate on the pressures of ageism and unrealistic beauty standards in Hollywood. Despite being 77 years old, the actor felt the need to alter his appearance in order to fit into society's narrow definition of beauty.
Number 10. Zac Efron. Zachary David Alexander Efron rose to Disney fame when he starred as Troy Bolton in the classic High School Musical movies. He played the basketball player turned theater kid, and for some reason, that's a big deal to everyone. I don't get it. He was a theater kid. I've literally had 2 basketball players pretend to be a seesaw and hoist me into the air during a show. Bless their hearts, I was and still am pretty heavy for that kind of shenanigans. He went on to have an extremely successful career, and while the films haven't always been the most lucrative, Zac himself has been a consistently solid performer, from Charlie St. Cloud to his most recent movie Gold and his upcoming movie Iron Claw. One thing that hasn't been consistent though is his face. In 2013, Zac was running through his house when he slipped in his socks and hit his chin on a granite fountain. Hey, we've all been there. According to Zac, his chin bone was hanging off face and he had to have his mouth wired shut and had been undergoing physical therapy right up until 2019. Many fans noticed Zac's face getting a little bit puffy recently, not really in like a bad way, just in a way that made him look a little more unrecognizable compared to his High School Musical days. He addressed rumors of him undergoing surgery and explained that it was the result of breaking one of the original rules of parenthood: don't run in the house. Most recently, he changed up his look for his role in the highly anticipated biopic The Iron Claw, set to release very soon. For this role, Efron bulked up significantly, now making the rest of him look like he was stung by a hornet, and is sporting a haircut reminiscent of Friar Tuck in Robin Hood. Hopefully the movie will be so good it's worth that haircut. Very excited to see it. It looks so good. Number 9. Moises Arias. A former Hannah Montana star, Moises is probably best known as the youngest entrepreneur and biggest troublemaker on the beach, Rico. His character on the show was always getting sucked into the family's problems. He delivered some iconic moments that are most of the reason that that show still holds up to this day. There is a good chance that you have seen this man in recent Hollywood flicks, but you probably just didn't realize who he was. Since leaving the Disney World behind, Arias has been a part of several indie films that received stellar reviews, like the coming-of-age story Kings of Summer, where he played Biagio. Most recently, though, he starred alongside SNL alumni Pete Davidson in a film based on the comedian's early life called King of Staten Island, sporting a goatee and tattoos everywhere. It must be in Moises' contract that he exclusively works in films with King in the title, because he's one himself. Number 8. Amanda Bynes. Amanda got her lucky break on the Nickelodeon sketch series All That, which was just Saturday Night Night Live for kids, and it sported a stellar cast, including current SNL cast member Kenan Thompson, Drake Bell, and Lori Beth Denberg. Eventually, the producers decided to offer Amanda her own show, and her success only grew from there. The Amanda Bynes Show was one of the best Nickelodeon shows ever, and she was picked up by several studios to star in non-Nickelodeon projects like She's the Man and Easy A. Amanda took a hiatus, however, in 2013 following a very public mental breakdown. In 2018, she told fans exactly what caused it, and according to Amanda, she became addicted to the devil's lettuce at a young age. And while it wasn't an addiction at first, with more roles came more pressure and a need to find a new way to cope. This eventually led her to more drastic substances. She also believed that she wasn't pretty enough anymore to be in films, even taking Adderall as a way to help her stay skinny. In 2013, Amanda posted a series of bizarre tweets where she seemed to be insulting everyone that she could think of. She called the former president, Barack Obama, ugly, clearly referencing a character from The Amanda Show, but still, no he's not. She was arrested and placed under psychiatric hold as she was accused of several hit-and-run incidents and was officially charged with reckless endangerment and criminal possession of herbs and spices. Her parents then placed her under a conservatorship till 2022 when she stood in front of a judge. Now she is healthier and better than ever and ready to move on with her life. The judge said, "Alright, Amanda is free to live. Good luck, Amanda." There is a million kids who grew up with her, so I hope she's doing great and we've all got her back. Number 7, Macaulay Culkin. Culkin broke our hearts when he made his first on-screen appearance as little Thomas in the movie My Girl, and he continued to entertain us over the next few years, being a part of movies like Home Alone and Richie Rich, some of my childhood favorites. His career seemed to be on an upward climb, ensuring that he would have work well into his adult years, but it turns out life had other plans for Macaulay. Between the years of 2013 to 2019, Culkin had remained fairly reserved in the Hollywood eye, appearing only in low-budget passion projects or straight-to-video film. It might have been because the once young and fresh Culkin was now in his early 20s and he wasn't playing by the rules. A mugshot of Culkin made headlines in 2004 when he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription following a routine inspection of his car. Rumors of Culkin's substance issues arose as the actor was later seen appearing frail, like he hadn't eaten weeks, and many were concerned for Culkin's health, but he later revealed in an interview in 2021 that he had finally gotten a hold of his issues and he was on track to recovery. In fact, just a few weeks ago, he celebrated a milestone in both his personal life and Hollywood career because he got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and was honored by Catherine O'Hara, who played his mom in Home Alone, and of course his wife, Brenda Song, aka London Tipton, and their son. Number 6, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay is a Disney star who actually never appeared in a sitcom or TV show. She just went straight to the movies, baby. She starred in over 60 TV spots and commercials for brands like Gap, Pizza Hut, and Jell-O before she got her big break when Disney casted her to play 2 roles in the classic family movie The Parent Trap. She played twin sisters Hallie Parker and Annie James. They randomly meet at a summer camp and discover their parents split them up when they were babies. It's such a good movie. The twins hatch a plot to get mom and dad back together. It's delightful. Her career only seemed to rise from there, starring in cult classics like Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and of course Mean Girls as Katie Heron. Unfortunately, her career took a step in the wrong direction when she was arrested in 2007 for driving under the influence of a controlled substance, for which she only served 84 minutes in jail. Because she's Lindsay Lohan, let's give her less than 2 hours, that makes sense. Until 2022, her career was at an abrupt standstill, and Lindsay decided to take that time to make some cosmetic adjustments. She got some work done to herself, and that Lindsay Lohan we grew up with is now trapped behind a thin layer of silicone and makeup. Number 5, Madonna. Madonna has surely gotten stuck in your head before with classic hits like Material Girls and Crazy for You still being played at dance clubs worldwide. What may have also gotten stuck in your head was just how gorgeous this woman was. In the 80s, Madonna was well known for her stylish duds and big blonde hair, at times almost channeling Marilyn Monroe energy. It was unfortunate then that Madonna felt the need to fall into the world of plastic surgery and injections as she got older. Photo comparisons from the 80s to now showcase the major changes, with her forehead appearing to be pushed out, as well as her cheeks and her lips being filled with enough Botox to give her the appearance of someone wearing a silicone mask of Madonna over their own face. You can only imagine what she may have looked like had she not undergone any surgery. Would she still be a material girl, or would that material be ridden with coffee stains and moth holes? Who knows? Number 4, Cher. Ever since rising to fame in the 1960s and 70s, Cher has been absolutely slaying it in the world of pop music, rocking her own solo career and collaborating with several musicians over the years. Her style and voice will definitely not be a stranger to you, unless of course you've seen her lately. Now, Do not get me wrong, Cher is absolutely stunning and has put in a lot of work to stay healthy and happy in her personal life, but over the years she has been open about the numerous amounts of surgeries that she's had to have done, including lip fillers and receiving Botox in her cheeks, leaving her in a constant state of, oh that's nice. Despite having a negative experience with her surgeries, reportedly even receiving a certain augmentation that went horribly wrong, she still continues to undergo procedures to this day. For all we know, she could be doing it right now. Number 3, David Krumholtz. David's face may be familiar to many people because he was Bernard the Elf from the Santa Claus franchise. David has been acting for a long time, making appearances over the years in shows like Freaks and Geeks and Mom, but he's also familiar to many people for his more raunchy performances in movies like Harold and Kumar, as well as several collaborations with Seth Rogen. In his youth, Krumholtz was often typecasted as the young, squishy-faced good guy with a little bit of a bad boy streak. Unfortunately, as time went on, the actor appeared to be struggling with his weight, appearing to gain and lose weight rapidly. For example, in the HBO series The Deuce, David plays a character named Harvey Wasserman, who in season 1 weighed around 300 pounds, but in season 2, he barely weighed 100. This constant back and forth shift cannot be healthy, and it seems like in recent photos, it has been taking a toll on The Deuce. Number 2, Shia LaBeouf. Shia has been a controversial celebrity over the years, becoming famous as one of the hardest people to work with in Hollywood history. Like many bad apples in LA, Shia got his start on the Disney Channel. At the turn of the century, Disney released a little show called The Even Stevens. The series followed the titular Stevens family with a focus on the kids Ren and Louis, played by Christy Romano and Shia LaBeouf. The show is considered to be one of Disney's best. It spanned over 3 seasons and spawned an Even Stevens movie that, I'm not exaggerating, is one of the greatest pieces of cinema ever released. Go check it out. These days, Shia has adopted a more mountain man look. He always sprouts a big bushy beard when he can, and he went from bright and youthful to just tired and annoyed. Hey man, we get that. Following the show's end, Shia kept his acting career going strong, appearing in movies like Holes as the main character Stanley Yelnats, but it wasn't until his casting in Transformers that things started to go downhill. Since 2007, Shia's behavior as an actor and a person has been getting worse and worse. His fellow actors have reported that he takes method acting too far. For instance, in the film Fury, he was a soldier trapped inside a military tank with his crew. The film was set in Germany in April of 1945. Of course, they didn't have access to plumbing or any kind of bathrooms really at that time, so Shia decided not to bathe for the entire time they were on set. 3 months, fellow cast had to sit in a cramped tank with this man smelling nothing but Shia. Number 1, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer made his name a staple when he starred in the beloved classic fantasy film Willow as Mad Mardigan, a swordsman who spends the movie protecting the titular baby from evil forces. Now personally, he made a staple in my head, being the Batman that beat up Jim Carrey, but that's a whole other thing. Over the years, Kilmer has aged gracefully, being the leading man type over and over again, seemingly casted because of his looks over his acting chops, with a lot of people consider him to be stiff. Well, a lot like people like Mickey Rourke, Kilmer's roles began to shift from leading strong type to the dark and silent bad guy. I mean, just look at his headshots. He looks like an evil scientist trying to invite you into his mansion to show you his collection of animal skulls. Honestly, I'd see that movie.